What happens when an undercover boss walks into his own store and is stopped dead in his tracks after hearing something unexpected from the cashier? Let's dive in and see how one day can change everything. Mark Evans wasn't your typical CEO. At 45, he was the proud founder of Evans Mart, a rapidly growing chain of convenience stores that had expanded significantly over the past decade. His journey started with just a single shop, a small, quiet store he managed on his own in a suburban neighborhood. But through hard work and vision, Evans Mart became a successful franchise with numerous locations. Yet, as the business grew, Mark started feeling increasingly disconnected from the daily operations. Reports and numbers weren't enough anymore for him to truly understand what was going on at ground level. He often wondered if his employees felt valued or if his vision for exceptional customer service was being maintained. That's why Mark decided to do something drastic. He disguised himself as a regular worker and planned to visit one of his stores without any prior notice. He chose the third store he'd opened, located in a bustling urban area. It was one of his top-performing locations, and he wanted to see for himself what was really going on there. Mark donned old jeans, a hoodie, and a baseball cap to hide his identity. His hair was slightly messy, and he grew a scruffy beard to complete the look. He wanted to blend in and avoid being recognized. When Mark entered the store early in the morning, it was already buzzing with activity. Customers were browsing the shelves, employees were stocking products, and a soft hum of chatter filled the air. Mark surveyed the room, taking in the atmosphere. He introduced himself to the store manager, Joe, as Mike, a temporary worker assigned by headquarters to help with stocking and organizing. Joe, a friendly middle-aged man, greeted him warmly and quickly set him to work stacking shelves near the front of the store. Mark's plan was simple: observe, interact, and listen. While working, Mark noticed the cashier, a young man named Ryan, who appeared to be in his early 20s. Ryan was cheerful and greeted each customer with a smile. He seemed to know many of the regulars by name, asking them about their families or their day. Mark was impressed by Ryan's enthusiasm and his natural ability to connect with people. But then, as Mark was organizing boxes near the counter, he overheard a conversation between Ryan and a customer. The customer, an elderly man in a worn-out jacket, was purchasing a loaf of bread and a carton of milk. Ryan looked at the man and said, "Mr. Thompson, don't worry about the total today. It's on me." The elderly man hesitated. "Ryan, I can't keep letting you do this. You'll get in trouble." Ryan smiled and whispered, "It's fine. I've got this." The old man thanked him quietly and left. Mark was stunned. Why would a cashier pay out of his own pocket for a customer? He decided to keep an eye on Ryan. Over the next few hours, Mark noticed Ryan quietly helping several customers in need. He would cover small bills, give discounts, or even throw extra items into their bags without charging them. At the end of his shift, Ryan would quietly walk away, never drawing attention to his acts of kindness. Mark couldn't hold back his curiosity anymore. He approached Ryan in the break room, still pretending to be Mike, the temporary worker. "Hey, Ryan," Mark said. "I've noticed you've been helping a lot of people today. Why do you do it?" Ryan seemed surprised but answered honestly, "Mike, some of the people who come here are really struggling. Mr. Thompson, the man you saw earlier, lost his wife recently and is barely getting by. There's this single dad who comes in with his kids. Sometimes they can't afford everything. I just try to help where I can. It's not much, but it makes a difference." Mark felt a lump in his throat. Here was a young man earning a modest salary, yet he was going out of his way to support others. Mark wanted to ask more, but decided to leave it for now. The next day, Mark arrived early again, continuing his undercover work. This time, he struck up conversations with other employees. One of them, an older stockroom worker named Bill, shared something that deeply affected Mark. "You know, Ryan," Bill said, "that kid has a tough life. His dad passed away when he was a teenager, and he's been working odd jobs to support his younger brother ever since. He barely takes a day off, even when he's sick. He's a good kid, but I worry about him. He's always giving to others, but I don't think anyone's looking out for him." Mark was shocked. Ryan, who seemed so full of energy, was carrying such a heavy burden. On the third day, Mark decided it was time to reveal his identity. After the store closed, he gathered the entire team for a meeting. Standing in front of them, he removed his cap and hoodie. "Hi, everyone," he began. "I'm Mark Evans, the CEO of Evans Mart." The room went silent. Ryan looked especially surprised. "I've been working here undercover for the past few days," Mark continued. "I wanted to see firsthand what was going on in my stores, and I have to say this has been an eye-opening experience." He turned to Ryan. "Ryan, your kindness and generosity have truly inspired me. You go above and beyond for our customers, even when you don't have to. I've seen how much you care, and I want you to know it hasn't gone unnoticed." Mark then announced that Ryan would be promoted to a management position with a substantial raise. Additionally, Mark offered to pay for Ryan's brother's education and set up a fund to help employees in need across all Evans Mart locations. Ryan was overwhelmed with gratitude. He thanked Mark but insisted that he didn't help people expecting anything in return. Mark smiled and replied, "That's exactly why you deserve it." From that moment on, the store became a model for other Evans Mart locations. Employees felt more motivated, customers felt valued, and Mark made it a point to visit his stores regularly. In the end, one undercover visit changed not only Mark's perspective, but also the lives of those he met. That's the story, friends. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a pleasure sharing it with all of you. Don't forget to comment below and let me know where you're watching from. It's always so fun to see the global reach of these stories. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button for more amazing stories, tips, and tricks. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. If you'd like to show some extra love, tap the 3 dots near the share button and send a super thanks.